unleash.
What is going on, ladies and gentlemen? It's your boy RumboyzRobbie. Welcome to the one and only Rumboyz Fantasy Network. Welcome to another Wednesday night betting and fantasy football AMA. If you guys got questions, pile off into the chat. We are live on YouTube and Twitch. I want to give a big shout out to Shop GLD. Get your GLD just like me. Dig what I'm saying? Dig what I'm saying? We are going to go through and we're gonna talk about some bets. It was a long day. It was a very long day. Like from like being up early in the morning at the golf course, and then work, and then I organized like all my whole freaking like football card collection. Organized everything from 2024 to 2025. Went through all of that. It's still got a lot more to do. Still got a lot more. But yeah, man, it's been it's been a good day, Facing adversity in fantasy, figure some things out. All right. Well, let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. Happy Wednesday. Hello, everyone. What is good, Daniel? What is good? What is good? I know that everybody is probably just getting off work or doing, getting school stuff done, whatever the case may be. I appreciate y'all for tuning in. Thursday night football. Make sure that you guys move your Thursday players out of your flex. Taco and I talked a little bit about tomorrow night's game. It is going to be the Seattle Seahawks and the Arizona Cardinals facing off in that matchup tomorrow. Look, they're not giving a whole lot of points in tomorrow night's game. They're not giving a whole lot of points in tomorrow night's game. At least if we look at it from the book standpoint and then cross-analyze that with, things from our fantasy football standpoint. Okay. So that's something that we need to keep in mind and we need to take a look at. I want to double check something in regards to that for you guys. One moment. There's something I want to see in this game. There's something that I do want to check out with this game for tomorrow, because it's going to heavily affect how you move forward and how you act accordingly. Will Johnson's not going to be out there tomorrow. Tomorrow's going to be a JSN fucking field fest. Cortland Sutton's probably going to get his shit off. Torrey Horton might get his shit off too. So heading into tomorrow night's game, knowing that, Will Johnson's still gonna be out for a little bit, Kelvin Beachum is questionable on that offensive line with the knee. I worry for Arizona heading into tomorrow in a divisional matchup against a divisional opponent that is hella tough. I mean, 22 receptions, a TD, 323 yards on the season for JSN. Have yourself a day. 39 carries, 3 TDs already for Kenneth Walker, who, I put out the clip today on YouTube Shorts about, how you should kind of approach Kenneth Walker, and, Taco saying, hey, that's actually a guy that you need to be going in and acquiring. That defense is nasty. The defense is nasty for Seattle. Sam Darnold could go out there and fling it. Sam Darnold doesn't give a fuck. I mean, Kyler Murray can also go out there and pass the and passing. He's 60 for 89 on the season, 4 TDs, 1 interception. To Sam Darnold's 52 to 74, 4 TDs and 2 picks. This game is super close on paper. This game is hella close on paper. I am firing up Trey Benson for the Arizona Cardinals. I am firing up Trey McBride. I am fading Marvin Harrison Jr. heading into tomorrow night's game. I think that that's fair. I think that Marvin Harrison has put himself in a position to where he is fade worthy heading into week 4. I can't afford to get behind, week 4. You guys can't afford to get behind week 4. So if you have Marvin Harrison Jr., we're going to hold off. All right. That's the way that we're going to handle that game tomorrow. As far as the Seattle side, give me all the JSN, give me all the Kenneth Walker. I don't give a fuck about even taking a flyer on Cooper Kupp in tomorrow night's matchup. I think that Seattle is very well set. Let me just see something here. I have Seattle's defense going tomorrow in big money league. I am 2-1 in that league. That's going to be an interesting freaking matchup. Jason, what's good? What's good? What it do? What it do? I'm out raw shaking ass at It's No Diddy. I'm dead. Yes, pile in with your questions. If you got any questions, I am here to help. I will be live for like the next hour, give or take, maybe an hour and a half, depending on how busy things may or may not get. Wednesday nights are usually pretty chill. Tuesday nights are crazy for some reason. I learned this from my algorithm, from my insights. All of my viewers are always like most active on Tuesdays. It's crazy. It's weird as hell. I stream 6 days out of the week. Tuesdays is the day that everything is nice and hot. I am taking the over in tomorrow night's game at 43.5, just because I think that even with Arizona possibly playing from behind, that the line opened at 44.5 and then has bet down to 43.5. I think that over at 43.5, I do like. I do like that tomorrow with Seattle winning. I don't think that Arizona covers. 2 wide receivers, 2 running backs, 1 flex. Puka, Sutton, Tet, Genty, Hampton, Benson. So let's first, knock out 2 running backs, right? Hampton and Benson are wheels up. We are fully. I love this situation for you. In all honesty, like I am enthusiastic, pleased that you have both of those on your roster. Hampton, Benson, absolutely love. 2 receivers and 1 flex. It's literally going to be Puka, Sutton, Tet. It's going to be Puka, Sutton, Tet. I am not riding Ashton Genty. I am not starting Ashton Genty no more. I can't keep putting myself through it. It hurts my damn feelings, to be honest. Let me just check out something too with Ashton Genty. Let me see. Heading into this week, I'm gonna go. I just want to fucking see something. RB31 heading into this week. No, not doing it. Any concern for Tet's calf? Genty's also minus 140 for a TD this week. He's so tempting. At some point, it's gonna happen. At some point, I feel like I'm putting way too much vote of confidence in Ashton Genty. I'm putting way too much vote of confidence in the Raiders' ability to go out there and score. At some point, Ashton Genty will get a NFL touchdown. Again, he has found the end zone. At some point, Genty's bound to score again. he already has on this season. He's out there 67% of the snaps. It's just the whole 144 rushing yards isn't that appeasing. You're just hoping for the right goal line situation for Genty to score, and I don't know if we get that. I don't know if we get that out of Ashton Genty. It's always tempting to just throw a little paper on it, but I'm not putting him in fantasy lineups, bro. Not in good not in good faith. Not in good faith. I'm not putting him in fantasy lineups. Troy Franklin's available, and I kind of want to do it. I kind of want to pull the trigger on Troy Franklin. As for Tet, um, it's a weight type of situation. Uh, have him in your flex, okay? If he's full go, you're playing him, okay? If not, then that's what you have Genty there for. You fire your son if he's bad at his job? Why do you ask? Why do you ask? Probably yes, but that's because I'm a hard ass. Is this have to do with your Raiders? Tyquan Thornton is freaking wide receiver 23 heading into this week or 27 ish. Like that's crazy to think about that man is a top 32 wide receiver in fantasy right now. That's wild. That's fucking wild to think about. Dog, Troy Franklin against the Bengals this week is going to be such a fucking gem. Look at his last five. John dating to uh, job dating to SC. Oh wow. Um, I got another league for you. Same thing. Start five. I'm on Rob BTJ, Tech K9, uh, Benson Hampton. Loving that I have Hampton, Tech, Benson in both leagues. Yes, absolutely. Let's see here. So it's a start five. So two receiver, two running back, two flex, or one flex. It's one flex. It's one flex in this league. Was in was in Seattle in Russ's last year. Who? Carroll? Or are you talking about what I was saying about Seattle earlier? At least you had me lost. So for this one, obviously Amon Ra has to be in the starting lineup. If Ted is healthy, I'm starting Ted over BTJ. If Ted's not healthy, then BTJ goes in that slot. And then it would be those three as my as it'd be Benson Hampton. Well, K9, Benson, and RB1, RB2, and then Hampton in the flex is the way that I would personally is the way that I would personally finish or set that up. Just me personally. It's really going to depend for you. It's really dependent on Tet's status. I say plug in K9 and Benson as RB1 and 2, irregardless. I'm making sure that the running backs are in the lineup, irregardless. Amon is a lock. It's a flip flop between BTJ and Tet as to what happens with that other slot. Are you talking about Brennan Cole or Brennan what's his name? I believe it's Cole. Ouch, shit. Cole Carr, some shit like that, right? I got rid of Stroud and picked up Stafford. Good. 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 I'm about to do the same thing in the league, bro, because fuck. I cannot in good faith keep starting CJ Stroud. Like I can't do it. I for real cannot do it. We're scrolling the waiver wire to see what dumb people have done. Huh, Kareem Hunt's available. I have Love starting. I don't mind that at all. Love is obviously you're going to be your starter over Stafford for obvious reasons. That Colts defense is fucking nasty. That Colts defense creates turnovers, creates havoc, creates problems. I would much rather have Jordan Love over Stafford, given that it's Green Bay against Dallas in a primetime night game versus me having to deal with playing against that Colts defense that is going to be in that backfield causing issues. I gotta go to my league where you just reminded me to go and freaking figure out something for CJ Stroud. I need to. Like, bro, it's not you, it's me. The fact that at a certain point I had thought that Stroud was going to be good and it was going to be decent. Fuck no. Daniel Jones is now my starter. CJ Stroud is now my backup. Why? Because fuck it. Because I don't need to deal with that in my life. It's in the staff league. Every other league, I'm 2-1. Staff league, my own freaking league. That's also I've been playing with you guys forever. You guys know my every damn tendency. Let's see what moves I can make up in this joint. Kavontae Turpin. Do not want Kavontae Turpin. Are you concerned Sutton had a week with one target? I'm not concerned. I'm not concerned. I don't think that anyone should be concerned about Cortland Sutton and Bo Nix. They're going to get it together. They paid him, so they're going to pay him to get the hell out there and catch passes. I have Hawkinson. Don't trust him, though. Would you give up Javonte Williams for Tucker Kraft? Hell no. Not for a tight end. Not for a tight end. I'm not giving up Javonte Williams for a tight end. I don't think that you're in that desperate of a situation that it dictates that you have to do that, in all honesty. I get that it's a PPR league. I don't think that you're. What's your record? How bad are things that we have to now go down that road and consider that? That's my question, is how bad are things that we have to go and consider that? Like, if we don't have to, let's not. Just, personally. Pacheco or Trey Hendo, Cook. I'm probably playing Henderson over Pacheco at this given moment. Personally, give me Pacheco over Hendo, or I'm sorry, give me Hendo over Pacheco. In all honesty, oh yeah, everyone's using sleeper. Reports told me Hendo took RB1 snaps in practice. Look, Vrabel just needs to trust him, put him out there, turn up, like, in, you know what I mean? Do I trust Hawk? My backup's Fannin. I'm 1-2. I have no problems with you playing Fannin. We know that Fannon's gonna get the touches. He's gonna get the targets. He's gonna, they're utilize him in the game plan, not just as a tight end, but as a wide receiver. So I mean, I think that's where I kind of, I get off on, let me go ahead and grab Fannin. Do I want? I'm gonna, you know what? We're gonna do this. We're gonna grab Trey Tucker. Why? Because I see no reason why not to. Pump Herbert or Bustin Fields if the CT is over. I am trusting Justin Herbert. Because we've already kind of discussed how I feel about Justin Fields. Taco is the Justin Fields person. I am not the Justin Fields person. I avoided Justin Fields for the reason that we saw, heading in the preseason with the knee or ankle, whatever it was. Then with the concussion. And I think that shit like that's going to keep happening with Justin Fields. I don't think that I'm going to get a full season of Justin Fields to justify, having me personally, for the style of fantasy football that I like to try and play with, minimizing risk as much as possible, trying to, go with more consistency over, not. Justin Fields isn't that consistent for me to where I could do it. I'd rather go out there and what was like realistically, what was going to be the point differential between them two? Like, even with Justin Fields rushing upside, you got Herbert, who's going to pick apart the Giants. Herbert's gonna dot the Giants the fuck up, and he's also been, getting a couple of runs like here and there. Or the Jets on a Monday night versus the Dolphins. Monday night is a trap. Monday night's a trap game. Miami could win that. The Jets can't seem to finish games. That's just a trap. I'm not putting Justin Fields out there. That could be that could be they're making the over under 45.5. Points ain't getting scored in that game. I'd be willing to take the under in that shit. Not trusting Justin Fields. Nope. Y'all can do that. I'll leave somebody else to do that one. I might have an upset on that Monday night game. What's the upset? Jets winning? Because that's why I'm saying it's a trap. Because is it really an upset that you beat Miami? Like, I mean, it's an upset for the standpoint that they're a plus 130 dog on the book. But is it really, like, the Nussmeier Bowl? Fuck. I mean, hey, it's an NFL organization, so you're going to get money, you're going to get paid, but gosh, not exactly either organization that you want to be going to. Please, because there's got to be better picks. Both those teams are going to be top 5. Yes, sir. Miami is cooked. Back to my tight end situation. Juwan Johnson and Hunter Henry are also on waivers. Do I grab one of them? So yes. The answer to your question is yes. Which one I am more partial to? I am more partial towards Hunter Henry. I understand going and getting Juwan Johnson. Juwan Johnson is kind of like gives those old reliable vibes. Like I have year in, year out have gone and gotten Juwan Johnson on fantasy teams, and I have played him on fantasy rosters. I have also done the same thing with Hunter Henry. You're kind of getting almost at that same in a way. Hunter Henry has been what was a top 12 fantasy tight end last year. And I think that very well could end as that again, because he is the most reliable set of hands, the most consistently reliable set of hands for New England right now. New England is establishing a downfield passing identity. It's just taking them a minute to get there. But also Vrabel's always been a run first coach anyways, and he's always kind of gone to the tight end, look at those Delaney Walker days in Tennessee. And then, when Chig had his best seasons when Vrabel was there, so I lean Hunter Henry. I just trust it more. Brawley, what is good? Brawley 619. Yo, Kyron, Hampton, Mason, start who? Well, Hampton's going up against the Giants. So let's already lock that one in. Let's lock in Hampton. Let's make the first one easy on us. Okay. I love that you're in a situation where you have to deal with both of these two. Kyron going up against that Colts defense does scare me, just because, which by the way, you need a defense to stream the Colts like pretty much every week. Like they're available. People are not rostering them. So that's where I kind of worry about Kyron. But I mean, Kyron still finds a way to get into the end zone. I think that we need to not over exaggerate and worry too much. International game. Minnesota's probably going to be leaning on the run. They're putting that one at 40.5. A whole lot of points may not be scored in that. If there's points scored, then Mason will probably be the benefactor of that. I just trust the later window probably a little bit more. International games weird me the fuck out, because weird things happen in fantasy football. Let me go Kyron and Mason, despite Kyron having to be up against that Indianapolis Colts defense. That's the only downside realistically about that. They're gonna play the Colts close, just like they played Philly close. And Kyron's a dog. I don't know why he gets so much hate in the fantasy fucking community, dude. Man, Chase Brown has been my worst pick so far. Chase Brown has been everyone's worst pick, except me, who did not draft Chase Brown and told you guys not to draft Chase Brown. And Mike as well, that told you guys not to draft Chase Brown. Mike told you, I told you. Taco was the only person running around telling you guys to go and draft Chase Brown. Look, sometimes like when it's a 2 against 1 situation on like this show, like even when it's them against me, I'm like, okay, let me try and understand your perspective a little bit. The Chase Brown take did not age well. Zach, what is good, bro? What is good? How do you feeling about tomorrow night, man? Zach, I'm sorry. I'm taking Seattle. I've taken Arizona every single week. This is the first week that I am fading Arizona. And I'm sorry. And I hope that you can forgive me, bro. Sit Chase and start Keenan Allen or Mbuka, or stick with Chase. I'm gonna get so much hate for this. I'm gonna get so much hate for this. I swear when I say this, I am not clip farming. If Mbuka is gonna go out there and play, I'd probably start Mbuka over Chase at this point, just because Jake Browning can't fucking chase the ball. That's where I'm kind of at with that. That's where I'm at with that. Ibuka is probably going to be my first option out of those. Keenan Allen is a dope second choice. He is definitely eating in to that Lad McConkey shares, into those Lad McConkey, targets. And I know that is pissing off Lad McConkey managers, but we did tell fantasy managers when the acquisition of Keenan Allen took place that was a possibility. We said that we didn't say it was bound to happen. We said, hey, this is within the realm of possibilities. You need to be accounting for this. Still felt like Lad McConkey's ADP was just a little bit too high. But by the time that acquisition of reuniting Keenan Allen back with Justin Herbert and the Chargers took place, ADP for Lad McConkey was already driven up so damn high. But yeah, Mbuka, Allen. Sorry, Chase, you got to go to the bench. Mbuka's my first choice, though. Obviously, we'll get more details. Do remember that I am live before kickoff on Sunday morning. So you guys can tune into the live show. And that way, if anything changes that I give advice on yesterday, tonight, or even when I go through the rest of the week, because we have the Thursday night show and the Friday night show, understand, like if there's any last minute edits that have to be made or any last minute advice that needs to be dished out, I'm giving it right before kickoff as well, too. So I don't want, you guys to think that, like, oh, like this is the end all be all. Excited. Let's fucking go, Bird Gang. All right. Hey, man, we'll see. We will see. We're on prime time Thursday night football. I'm in leagues that have both, bro. I'm in some that are PPR. I'm in some that are 0.5 PPR. I'm in some that include ADP. I'm in Dynasty. I'm in Redraft. I'm in a Guillotine League. I am in every type of league and every type of scoring system possible. I feel like I can't be making content and coming on air and like giving advice if I'm not playing in the formats that in a type of every format to be able to give you guys like the proper questions and proper advice. I mean, yeah, sure. I can, always like, look stuff up and like go to my notes, but I like also being able to speak from experience as well, too. Kyler or Mahomes? Part of me wants to say instinctually Kyler. Mahomes has a tough matchup up against Baltimore. It's a battle to see who cannot go 1-3. The Chiefs need a win bad. Mahomes is going to ball the fuck out. He is going to have Xavier Worthy back. So that is, having Xavier Worthy back does sway things, will sway things. I feel like I'd rather go KC just because Baltimore's defense is letting opponents score on them. We're not dealing with that so much. Like with Seattle, Seattle has a defense from hell. That's just me keeping it real. Kyler has a tendency to have passes batted down the line, which also can create tip drills and interceptions. I'm gonna go Mahomes. Surprisingly, the popular thing in that situation is to say Kyler. I'm also looking at the matchups. What's good? What's good, Frizz? Brazil. Do I start Scadaboo as a flex option this week? What are other options? If he is our best option, then we have no choice. If we have better options, we are rolling with our better options. Kyler or May this week? I was just reorganizing my Drake May rookie cards earlier. I was reorganizing all of my cards earlier. Styles make fights, and May is in a situation where the style of football that he plays, hosting the Carolina Panthers, is net positive for him. And it's a lesser defensive opponent that May has to deal with than what Kyler has to deal with against the Seattle Seahawks. Give me Drake May. My cousin was talking about the Chiefs getting Worthy back. It's a big deal. It's a big deal, bro. I mean, they need Worthy back. I mean, it's Worthy's a key piece for a lot of fantasy managers that were patient on getting him back. It's an opportunity to where if he doesn't do so great, you can buy low on someone that is going to dominate, in throughout the rest of the season, and be a home run hit for fantasy managers, at least until Rice gets back. It's an opportunity where if he goes off, where it's a sell high. So like the Xavier Worthy situation, we're going to be locked in on how that turns out either way and how the pendulum swings with that matter, and then keeping you guys updated and posted of how the conversation is going to develop after this weekend. If your running backs are Bucky, Bill, and you got JJ and Jamar, would you trade away Jamar to get Jordan Mason, Travion, and Chase Brown? Why is that person giving away basically all of their running backs? I feel like you'd have to be making some drops in order to fulfill that trade. And I feel like that they're also trying to give you a situation where now you won't know exactly which running back to start. I don't mind the trading Jamar. You don't need Chase Brown in this. Can we counter Chase Brown for a for a wide receiver? And can it be like a wide receiver too, or like a damn good flex play? Because JCM could go to the bench and then become a bye week fill in, and then you could roll Bucky and Mason. We could then develop Travion, see how Travion, and then we could then utilize Travion or JCM as trade bait down the line. Why do I feel like Murray's rest of the schedule rest of the season is horrible? Like I might start May rest of the season, to be honest. I mean, you're still gonna want to have the option of having Kyler there, uh, just in case for in case shit purposes. But I don't mind that assessment at all. I mean, Arizona got to get off the first couple of weeks, and we know how Arizona can be the cardiac cards, and we know Kyler can tend to play. We need to make sure that we're also getting a full season of Kyler. So I also like that you have May in case that we don't get a full season of Kyler. I would say you play that on a week to week basis. But yes, for this week, I want us to go May. Nah, just 2 running backs. So then I would do Mason and Travion, and then have JCM, stashed on the bench. I mean, because right now Jamar's not going to be Jamar until December 14th when Joe Burrow comes back. That's if the Bengals are even able to breathe the air of the playoffs or be in a situation where they can breathe the playoff air. There's film out on Jake Browning. Teams are familiar with Browning. Bengals are 2-1. Broncos are 1-2. They play Monday night in a doubleheader. I think the Broncos come and play and come ready to tear the Bengals up. And I think Browning continues his, turnover issues. If you're going to get rid of Chase, you got to do it now. I mean, sure, the person that's getting Chase is like, oh, well, then I'll be able to go out and like grab Burrow, when December rolls around and maybe, that I can put together a playoff run. I don't want to try and play on hope. I want to, week in, week out, be able to try and, put out the best team that I possibly can. And I also need to make sure that I'm winning games. So JSN over 60.5 receiving yards. Yes. There's no Will Johnson tomorrow. Do you think this downgraded version of Jamar Chase would still be better than Bill, though, projection-wise? Yes. Yes. Here's the thing. Here's the thing with that. You know that Chase is going to get force-fed. And if there is a situation where Browning is able to get things together and get the roll on, then sure, it becomes positive ROI. If we can get Jake Browning that, we had when he did fill in for Burrow previously, sure, that's great. I would love that. We're not getting that right now. I understand tempering your expectations and maybe not going to make that move right away right now, and then holding off. But with Bill, he is dealing with a four-headed monster, a four-headed running back by committee with Chris Rodriguez, Jeremy McNichols, himself, and then whatchamacallit, old boy's name. Fuck, I can't remember right now. But like, I mean, it's a convoluted situation, just between those three alone. So it's who's going to eat, who's going to, be getting the majority of the carries. It's a very convoluted situation with Washington that I probably would want to stay away from, or if I have Bill, maybe start finding my way out of it before it's like, well, Chris Rodriguez is vulturing the touchdowns. Oh, well, there goes, McNichols. I just don't want you guys dealing with that situation. I don't think that three-headed monsters are three-headed, four-headed, running back by committees are great for fantasy football purposes. $84.5, I'm still taking it. Good evening, my guy. Start 3 PPR. Hubbard, Judkins, Pollard, Benson, or Chase Brown. Benson, Judkins, Hubbard. Sorry, Pollard. Sorry, Chase Brown. I'm not sorry to Chase Brown. He's stuck in Cincinnati. What I will say about Chase Brown's matchup this week against Denver is that Denver has a great secondary. It's the front that's not so great. So teams are able to run against Denver. It is also, though, Cincinnati that has no offensive line. So Denver can utilize this defensively as a get-right game. Right now, with no Joe Burrow, Cincinnati is easy to pick on. Cincinnati becomes dog food now for the rest of the league. Tiger food, I guess. Well, cat food, whatever the fuck. So, yeah, for me, it's going to be Vincent for obvious reasons. Judkins, he's going to be damn good for fantasy managers. And Hubbard. Pollard, it's just Tennessee's not really getting it together. Pollard's very fringe for me. I like Pollard as a trade asset to maybe see if I'm, able to get back assets like you kind of already have Judkins or Benson, But this is a great question. This is a great situation to be in, man. I'm happy for you, Yeet 56. You got some damn good players. See if you can trade Benson and Pollard. Last 3 weeks, JSN went over 84.5. Bet. Kenneth Walker, 3.5 out of the backy. 3.5 out the backfield. I could see that. I could see the dump off being utilized by Sam Darnold. I could see Darnold wanting to utilize the dump off. 3.5 is fair. I don't hate it. I don't hate it. 3.5 is cool. I would do 3.5. 3.5 is fair. I would go with 3.5. I mean, Arizona in a divisional game, this is going to be close. I know they're going to try their best to keep it close. So is Sam Darnold just going to be able to chuck it all over the field, though, which is probably going to allow for those out the backfield screenplays to Kenneth Walker to be able to be successful. I'm excited. I'm excited for this week. I had some big wins, some big come from behind wins last week in fantasy football. You guys saw the reaction. It was wild. I was lit. I was losing it. I don't want to go too crazy into picks because I have to do picks Friday night and I have to do picks Sunday morning as well on air. So I don't want to go too crazy into picks. I really just want to make sure, I'm covering you guys to start sit questions. Damn, Bills are a minus 1450 favorite. Wild work. And Saints have no shot. Tennessee plus 310 in a divvy matchup. Tennessee could win that. Houston's not great. Tennessee could come away with that. I like Tennessee to cover in that shit. Still looking for my first win. I'm 0-3. Bro, we gonna get you right. We gonna get you. Give us a follow, man. Give us a follow. I'm live 6 days out of the week. The only day that I'm not live is Saturdays. I'm live 6 days out of the week. I got you. I got you. Don't worry. I'm gonna get you guys covered. Everything gonna be all right. Everything gonna be all right. Because shit, I ain't about to let y'all know. I ain't about to let y'all down. I have helped many of followers, many of subscribers win fantasy football championships, bro. We'll get you right. Any questions that you have, ask away. There's no such thing as a dumb question. I'm an open book of fantasy football knowledge. I tried trading Brown and Benson for Gibbs. My boy wasn't jacking that. Gibbs is pretty much untradeable. Good luck trying to get Gibbs off of someone's roster. The only way that you're getting Gibbs is if someone is like super wide receiver, like desperate, and they need a wide receiver one real bad, and you got a wide receiver one that can perform at the level that Gibbs performs at. That's when someone would be making that trade. Otherwise, Gibbs is a hard pull. His other RBs are Rashad White and Miles Sanders. Yeah, he ain't gonna give up Gibson if those are his other RBs. Or Gibbs is the only Jahmyr Gibbs is the only running back that man has. Kenneth Walker, 1.5 receptions. I'm taking that. I thought you said 3.5 earlier. Thought you said 3.5. 1.5. He's gonna, he'll get that. He'll get that. You're like, 4 a little too high. I feel that. I mean, I look at props that way too. Or even when I'm looking at over unders, I'm like, that number's a little too high. Fuck that. Like, not gonna do that. Like sometimes you gotta think about like the math behind shit. Hey, like this team, team A may do a lot of the heavy lifting and score majority of the points, but team B may not score at all, which may not work when having an overhit or things of that nature. So like I definitely go through that same thought process as well, where it's like let me reevaluate. Like sometimes just being too excited to hit an over is just not the way to go. Like it's okay to throw a couple of unders into the parlay sheet, up into the bet sheet. It's okay to do alternate spreads. It's okay to pick a different number. Is it time for Ingram to hang up the cleats? I don't know if it's time for him to hang up the cleats. I feel like that's a tough call. That's a tough sell, just because the Broncos brought him in for a reason. You know, um, I don't know if I want to say that it's time to hang it up. I did pull his card a little while ago. You know, I mean, it's questionable with the back injury. Yes, there is definitely age to take into consideration with Evan Ingram. Uh, homie's damn near almost close to being in his 30s. Like 31. He's 31. He's getting up there. Close time to hang it up, but I think this year, he's got a little bit to prove. He's got a little bit to prove. Bro, I've for 2 days straight, I've pretty much been banging the stay away from Chase Brown drum. I think I'm remaining pretty consistent on that message until Chase Brown goes off. If Chase Brown goes off this week, then cool. Maybe next week, when I do the podcast, when I do the Tuesday night show, I might be singing a different tune when when we do our temperature checks. Right now, I'm like completely out, bro. I mean, there's better options, and better situations and better matchups than having to worry about Chase Brown right now. Having to start Chase Brown right now. I just don't. I don't think that if you're 1-2 or 0-3, and if you have a Benson or somebody of that nature, I think it's you're better off, kind of starting that better option. If you have like a Judkins, you know, you're better off kind of starting those guys over Chase Brown. It's not a knock against Chase Brown. The knock is against the offensive line that Chase Brown has to try and create yards behind. Well, I mean, it's kind of the same take that I have also with Ashton Jeanty. It's not against Ashton Jeanty. I don't think that the Raiders' offensive line is able to create the pathways for Jeanty to be able to be explosive in the NFL to give fantasy managers what we're looking for, let alone the Las Vegas Raiders what they're looking for out of their first round draft pick. So, I with running backs, I predicate a lot on what the performance of the line is. Just because that line has to be able to create opportunities for them to be able to go out there and get fantasy points for us. I like guys that can go out there and get chunk yardage. I played in a lot of leagues where I get bonuses for first downs. I won't say like a lot of leagues. But there's like 3 leagues where that's a scoring setting. So I like a back like Benson, or when JCM does get those big chunk gains, or he's being utilized in the end zone or in the red zone, and he's getting that 20-yard touchdown, that saves him to have like a 13-point save floor. I like I like players like that get chunks. Thursday night football tomorrow night. I'll be live calling the game. Yes, I'll still be doing my second job, but hopefully, like the queue is slow and I'm not getting a fuck ton of calls. Uh, but you guys know how we handled that. And for those that are new, it'll you guys will see. Um, Friday night we got Rum Boys After Dark, so we got the drunken NFL, you know, fantasy football sports podcast. Saturday I'm off air. Sunday we're on air an hour before kickoff, about an hour and a half before kickoff. And then I'm live the whole time doing Rum Zone, giving you guys full play by play. Shit, I'm trying to give up Jamar to get Gibbs. If your league mates will let that happen, if the Gibbs managers do it, there's nothing wrong with trying to send that trade. Bro, I'm giving you wide receiver one, bro. Give me RB1. Do it. Do it. Do it. I have no problems with that trade. I love that trade actually. Loki, I love that. Would I overpay to get Gibbs, or is it even worth it? It's not my style isn't to necessarily overpay in trade offers. I try and find deals that are fair and equitable for both parties. That's just my playing style personally. I mean, now if someone sends me an offer where I'm clearly gonna get over here on them, I mean, who am I to say no? But in terms of overpaying, I feel like it's situational. Don't blow up your whole team to get one player. And then this goes with not just Jahmyr Gibbs, any situation that's a top caliber player that's going to require you to give up, three pieces or, two really strong pieces of your team. Don't blow up your team just for the sake of getting one piece, because you got to remember you're going to need a team. I have one of there. I do this to people where I will decimate their team, and hey, yeah, cool. You got, oh, thanks. You gave me a bunch of really strong pieces, all for you to now just get this one player, because they're going off of the endorphin and the high of like, oh, like I just got Gibbs, not realizing like, bro, you just gave me JSN. Um, trying to think of like some shit that people like overpay, like trying to get Gibbs. Like you gave me JSN. Trying to think of a running back. Fucking what would be a Hampton? You gave me JSN, Hampton, and trying to think of like a dope ass tight end. And you give me, I'll say Kelsey, just like throw out name value. Like now you have nothing. Now you're weak at all these other positions, just to go and get Gibbs. Now you're starting a bunch of backups. It's not a great situation. Like, is Jamar Chase and Kyron overkill for Gibbs? As long as you have the supporting depth, like as long as Kyron's not like your absolute like best back. Like if this is still the lineup that has, hang on, let me scroll up to your other comment. I think I scrolled up too high. Fuck. Like if this is the lineup that has Bucky, I don't mind this. Because then you're getting Gibbs in that spot, you're unloading, Jamar. That I feel like that's fair for that person. That's fair. I feel like Bucky as your main, but then you'd bring over Gibbs. The receivers, you know, aren't bad on that team from what it sounds like. I would do it. I would do that. Can't believe I'm excited for a Cardinals game. I know. Hey, only a couple more hours. I'll take one more really quick here. So if you guys got anything like hurry up, rush, put it in. Swavy, what's good? Let's see here. Trade CMC, Travis Hunter, and JMO for Neighbors and Nico. I like JMO's probably sitting in your flex. So, okay, you're probably getting rid of a flex play. Hunter's probably not in your starting lineup. CMC is the key piece to that San Fran offense. What does the rest of your team look like? For the most part, I want to say yes, because the person that's going to be on the receiving end is not going to be looking at, I got Travis Hunter and JMO flex, or maybe if depending on your league, it might be a wide receiver 2 to them. They're looking at CMC. JMO and Hunter on your bench. I knew it. I knew it. I knew it. I knew it. Other running back. Yes, do it. I knew it. I fucking knew it. I was like, now this is smart man right here. Smart man. This right here is smart fantasy football, ladies and gentlemen. Yes, do it. They're probably looking at it. 2 running back, 2 receiver, 2 flex. Thought so. Knew it. Damn, I called that without even knowing the roster settings. I called this shit. Smart man. Run it, bro. If they're going to give you Neighbors and Nico, yeah, exactly. I got you, bro. I got you. Hey, that's one hell of a way to fucking kill an AMA session right there. That's how you end a session, bro. Hey, Mike, drop right there. Wow, bro, you definitely are gonna win that trade. You're definitely gonna win that trade. Cheers to me. He said that deserves a sub. Hey, I appreciate you. I appreciate you, man. We are gonna be live for the game tomorrow. I'll be doing play-by-play and reactions. You can leave a comment on this video if you have any other fantasy football questions. After the stream, you can leave comments and I'll answer them. If you DM me on social media, TikTok, Instagram, I don't have access to my Twitter anymore. Fucking locked out for some reason. Don't know why. Can't even reset the password. It's crazy. But if you hit me up on Instagram or like TikTok or whatever, like, I'll definitely, reach out to you and answer your fantasy football questions. Cheers to me. Cheers to you, all the Rum Boys and girls. What to do Thursday night football tomorrow night, and then Rum Boys After Dark Friday, and then I catch you guys Sunday. Y'all have a good one. Dilly dilly. Rrr.